This year, the largest group of duo swimmers ever, with 207 duo teams joining a pack of over 2,100 solo and team swimmers. Swimmers can change over from the 1,000 metre mark in the start channel. Withdrawing during the event must be done via the Rottnest Swim app. New buoys have been added to the course, including the exclusive 9 News marker buoy at, you guessed it, the 9 kilometre mark. Hi, I'm Michael Thompson.
And I'm Natalia Cooper.
9 News is the proud media partner of the 2026 South32 Rottnest Channel Swim. It's fast approaching. Excitement is building for another unforgettable crossing at Wadjamup. Whether you're gearing up for your first crossing or you're a Rotto Swim expert, we've gathered all the essential info and expert tips to help you prepare for a safe, smooth and successful day on the water.
The South32 Rottnest Channel Swim is an incredible day, but is not without its risks. The Rottnest Channel Swim Association works hard to mitigate these, but it's up to you and your team to be well prepared so you can make well-informed decisions on the day. Good preparation means you and your crew can relax and enjoy the day and have an unforgettable time on the water.
By now, all swimmers should be well conditioned for distance swimming and well prepared for race day. Part of the preparation is to practice race day situations so you're not surprised on the event day if something doesn't work well. For solo swimmers, practicing feeding while treading water, trialling the food that you're going to take on race day, going for a swim with your paddler to practice swimming on the windward side, and practicing communication will all help when event day arrives. You can also download the swimmer's checklist from the Rotto Swim website. The organisers have seen swimsuits tear at the start line, goggles break mid-swim, towels fly overboard and not a backup for them in sight. This is just a couple of the things you, your skipper and paddler can prepare for before race day.
For duos and teams, one of the most important things to practice is your swimmer changeovers. If these aren't done correctly, you can risk swimmer safety as well as disqualification. Getting together prior to event day as a group with your skipper and spotter will get your team best prepared when you know which swimmer will start at Cottesloe Beach, how frequently you'll change over, and how you'll get your swimmers back on the boat.
Paddlers should also get to know their swimmer prior to event day. Knowing how your swimmer operates at their best is critical so that you can tell when something isn't quite right. To ensure a smooth race day experience, make sure you and your swimmer have a good understanding of feeding plans, communication and positioning well in advance. Paddling in the event is no small feat and can be challenging depending on conditions. In most cases, your swimmer is much slower than you, so paddlers spend a lot of time almost stationary and circling back. As much as you're looking out for your swimmer, ensure your safety and well-being too.
If you're a skipper, make sure your boat complies with the Department of Transport and Major Infrastructure's marine safety regulations. The boat must be licensed to carry all passengers, including those in the water. They must also carry the required minimum safety equipment, including a working VHF radio, flares, and enough level 100 life jackets to accommodate all swimmers, paddlers, and support crew.
The Department of Transport and Major Infrastructure, as well as the RCSA, take safety very seriously. Equipment spot checks are undertaken on event morning, and in several events, marine officers have turned back a number of boats for failing to have adequate or current safety equipment. One of the most common reasons is not displaying the correct navigational lighting between sunset and sunrise. Most skippers will likely depart before sunrise to get to the support boat holding area, meaning these are critical. There have been several instances where swimmers have found themselves left at the start line with no boat because their boat was turned back. So ensure you check what is required.
All paddlers are required to wear at least a level 50s life jacket for the entirety of the crossing. This means that your paddler will need to wear their life jacket when they start at Cottesloe Beach.
The yearbook is also an essential resource for everyone involved in your day, particularly swimmers and support crew. Get hold of a copy and prioritise each member of your team having a read and understanding your plan for event day.
Skipper preparation is essential and should start well before the event. Many skippers will perform a boat safety and equipment check at least a month prior and again the day before. You don't want to be at risk of having to withdraw because your boat isn't ready. There are also key resources provided for skippers to read and pack for event day, including the skipper protocols, which are a quick reference guide that include the course map, correct radio channels for event day, and how to communicate with Channel Swim Base. This can be found in the swimmer's race pack. There is also the event information pull-out section at the centre of the yearbook, dedicated to comprehensively outlining crucial details and rules that you'll need to know, including where you need to be and when you need to be there on race day.
Before event day, ensure your race number stickers are displayed on the boat and any tenders. These should be attached either side of the boat above the waterline. If you don't want the sticker to be a permanent feature on your vessel, suggest sticking them to a piece of recycled core flute and displaying them that way.
The Rottnest app continues to be a key tool when it comes to skippers tracking their course using mobile GPS, receiving key event updates via push notifications, and if you have to withdraw from the event. The app also allows your friends and family to track your progress and emergency rescue boats to locate you if you get into any trouble during the event. It's recommended that during your pre-event meeting with your team that you all correctly set up the Rottnest app and decide the one person who will be transmitting your position for your team. This can be your swimmer, skipper, paddler, or support crew member.
In collaboration with UWA and Aurora Offshore Engineering, the route optimisation tool has also proven to be essential for planning the best route for your swim closer to event day. The tool uses forecasted currents and weather, as well as your expected pace and feed cycles to plot a route optimised for event day conditions. You can then export this route and upload it to your preferred route plotting app or device, including the Rottnest app. It's a great way to ensure you don't get caught out by strong currents, giving yourself the best chance of making it to the finish line.
If you have any medical conditions, check in with your GP prior to event day to ensure your condition is stable and you are fit to swim. If you take medication, take this with you on event day and let your team know, including your paddler, skipper and support crew, what medical conditions or medications they need to be aware of in case assistance is required.
And now to event day. Whether you're a swimmer, skipper, paddler or support crew, it's important to know what your role is and have a plan. Skippers, as soon as you're on the water, make sure your marine radio is turned on and switched to the dedicated race channel VHF 71. Ensure the volume is up nice and loud on channel 71 throughout the day. Key announcements from Channel Swim Base will also be sent to you via push notifications through the Rottnest app. So make sure to pack a charging cable or portable charger for your smartphone. As you are responsible for the whole team, it is important Channel Swim Base and all race officials can communicate with you. And equally, you need to be able to communicate with them. This is important for race-related issues, safety and other medical matters.
At the start line, support boats are to remain at least 1,000 metres from the shore. There are buoys set on both the north and south side of the channel, which marks the boundary. Support boats can wait anywhere beyond that, but cannot proceed toward the swim channel until the boat coordinator calls forward your swimmer's wave. This will be communicated via the race channel, VHF 71.
Swimmers should check in with their skipper on the morning of the event to make sure they are ready and progressing into place. Solos and starting duo and team swimmers should arrive at Cottesloe Beach at least 30 minutes prior to the start of their wave to allow for any last-minute preparations. The start line is busy, so knowing where you're going, having time to put your timing strap, sunscreen and wool fat on, and even checking in with your teammates on the boat will help you feel prepared and ready for the event. Neither swimmers nor paddlers can be delivered to the beach by boat, and it's highly recommended you get someone to drop you off, as parking at Cottesloe on event morning can be difficult. Swimmers will begin to move into start line enclosure areas 10 minutes before the start of their wave.
Paddlers wearing their life jackets as per the team's meet plan may enter from the north or south of the start line area and should enter the water 5 to 10 minutes before the start of their swimmer's wave. The hooter will sound and then the swimmers are off. One of the most important pre-race discussions to have is what your meet plan will be on race morning. Your meet plan should cover off all the aspects on how the swimmer leaving the beach is going to find your paddler and then your support boat. Things to consider are they waiting for you on the north or south of the channel? Are you spotting them or are they spotting you? What differentiates you from others? What is your ETA? The first 1,500 metres of the swim can be stressful and crowded, so once you have agreed on a meet plan, make sure you all stick to it come race morning. Remember, swimmers may only meet up with their paddler after the 500-metre yellow buoys, not before. Once the swimmer and paddler are united, the next step is finding the boat.
To help find each other, paddlers and skippers should think of an easy way for their swimmer to spot them, including flags, novelty hats, costumes and bright colours. Don't forget to affix your A6 race number stickers to the paddle craft. These may help too.
Balloons are not permitted for the duration of the event and no item can be attached to the paddle craft that falls below the waterline. As long as your costumes are within the event rules, be as creative as you like. Just ensure the full team is aware of your race day plans.
Skippers, it will be easier to spot your paddler than your swimmer. Make sure to have a clear plan for swimmers and paddlers to meet up after the 500-metre yellow buoys. Consider having them use the South32 buoy as a meet-up point and ensure those on board know what the paddle or paddler craft looks like and vice versa. Support boats will be able to enter the channel after the 1,000-metre red buoys, and swimmers will have from this mark until the 1,500-metre icon vessel, the STS Lewin 2, to unite with their boats. All swimmers must be accompanied by a support boat and cannot swim beyond 1,500 metre if unaccompanied.
Like swimmers, paddlers are not to proceed beyond the 1,500-metre icon vessel without both their swimmer and support boat. If a reasonable time has passed and you still cannot find your swimmer or paddler, skippers should notify Channel Swim Base so that race officials can assist in locating them.
Swimmers who reach the icon vessel without their support boat must tread water until their support boat arrives and may wait there for up to 20 minutes. There will be officials at the icon vessel to assist swimmers in uniting them with their support boat. If you haven't located your support boat after 20 minutes, you'll be taken back to Cottesloe and recorded as a did not finish.
The last thing organisers want is for swimmers to be stranded at the icon vessel because paddlers and skippers weren't prepared or a meet plan wasn't in place. Swimmers should call their skipper in the morning to make sure they're ready and in place. There has been an incident where a soloist got to the icon vessel and couldn't locate their support boat, only to find out their skipper had slept through their alarm. Remember, paddlers can enter at 500 metres, boats can enter at 1,000 metres, and swimmers, you must locate your boat before 1,500 metres to proceed.
Once everyone has united, the skipper has the absolute responsibility for everyone on the boat, as well as their swimmers and paddler. Remember, the skipper is in charge. Skippers should appoint a spotter to be a second set of eyes for issues on the water and to help monitor their swimmer for signs they may not be okay. Swimmers are vulnerable and place all their trust in the skipper on event day. Skippers are also responsible for the entire team, which includes not only their swimmer, but the paddler and all the support crew. They have the responsibility to make the hard decisions on their swimmers' safety.
Aside from hypothermia, swimming-induced pulmonary edema or SIPE presents a genuine risk for swimmers. It is a result of swimmers exerting themselves, lungs filling up with fluid and low oxygen levels, causing the body to eventually shut down. It is important your support crew know the signs and what to look for. You'll find this and more information on how to prevent, detect and treat hypothermia and SIPE in the yearbook, as well as videos on the South32 Rottnest Channel Swim website. Preparation and awareness are critical, but don't be complacent and think it won't happen to you. Understanding the signs could save the life of you or a teammate.
After the skipper and support boat have met up with their swimmer and paddler, it's time to make your way to the island. It is important to plot a course before race day and make sure you stick to your plotted route. Tools such as the route optimisation tool will help customise the best course for you.
The northern boundary marks the start of the rescue corridor and the ferry channel. The rescue corridor is the area designated immediately north of the northern boundary buoys. If assistance is required, radio Channel Swim Base and they may direct you to the rescue corridor in order to help rescue crews find you.
A key safety rule for the event is that all boats must remain within the north and south boundaries at all times. The northern boundary is marked by red buoys, which separate the fleet from the emergency rescue corridor, and yellow buoys indicate the southern boundary.
On event day, make sure to stay well within these boundaries. Failing to comply is a violation of the event rules and could lead to disqualification. The emergency rescue corridor must remain clear at all times to allow emergency response vessels to attend to incidents promptly. Additionally, commercial ferries use this corridor when entering and leaving Thompson Bay.
For all boats within the fleet, there is a speed limit of 6 knots, which must be adhered to. The fleet consists of boats of all sizes, and there are some key event rules that larger support boats greater than 10 metres in length or a yacht of any size need to adhere to.
Larger vessels are required to stay to the north or south extremities of the fleet, but must remain within the channel. They must also have a tender to minimise manoeuvring and to deliver their swimmers to their plotted course. The tender skipper must also have their recreational skipper's ticket.
Some other on-water protocols you need to be aware of if a swimmer or someone on your boat requires urgent medical attention. For example, severe hypothermia, contact Channel Swim Base and await further instructions. If necessary, we can get an on-water ambulance to you in minutes.
It is important that teams stay together at all times for the duration of the event. Should assistance be required, the skipper is responsible in ensuring that all swimmers and paddlers have evacuated the water and should await further instructions from Marine Rescue. Should the incident be resolved, team members will be able to resume their crossing under the advice of race officials and in line with the event rules.
If you have a swimmer or support crew member who is unwell or is assessed as non-urgent, for example, if they're experiencing seasickness, it will be the skipper's responsibility to return to land. Please remember, on-water medical support vessels will not be able to provide assistance for seasickness.
Should a paddler begin to struggle or is unable to continue in the event, the paddler is allowed to be pulled out and the team and/or solo swimmer can continue on in the event. Only tandem solos are required to have a paddler for each swimmer at all times.
One of the most asked questions is what happens if there is a shark? If you see a shark, contact Channel Swim Base via VHF 71 and state the details of the sighting, approximate location on the swim course, and if you can take note of your GPS coordinates. If you are unable to make radio contact, call the Channel Swim Base phone number provided on the Skipper Protocols document located in your race pack. Channel Swim Base will then provide further instructions.
Channel Swim Base will deploy vessels and the event helicopter to investigate the sighting and report back to the fleet. If the sighting is of high risk, then skippers within a specified radius will be notified and must remove their swimmers from the water immediately. If there is a shark attack, the event will be abandoned.
If the race committee believes swimmer safety is at risk due to a shark, an evacuation of swimmers from the water is not negotiable. Failure to comply will result in disqualification and a ban for swimmers and their crew from future swims. If you are evacuated, re-entry will be facilitated to the west of the evacuation area if it is deemed safe by the race committee. Race officials will lay 2 green flags to create a re-entry gate for evacuated swimmers, and this location will be communicated to all skippers via radio and SMS. When you're using your radio on event day, your call sign is your race number. For example, race number 100. Logging into Channel Swim Base on VHF 71 is not required. Remember to keep the volume on your radio turned up for the entire event and be careful not to leave your microphone on. VHF 71 is for the event use only and should not be used for friendly banter or otherwise, particularly during an emergency situation. Please keep use of your radio to a minimum and only if you require assistance or to report something. If a radio is misused and the person is caught, strong sanctions will be enforced and the Department of Transport and Major Infrastructure alerted.
You must give way to commercial shipping at all times, including ferries. Ships shouldn't be moving through the Rottnest Channel on event day. However, if they are, Channel Swim Base will advise of shipping movements during the day via radio and push notifications.
If you need to withdraw from the event for whatever reason, your skipper must inform Channel Swim Base via the Rottnest Channel Swim app. Please refrain from using the radio to do this to allow for emergency calls to be prioritised.
Drones are banned from the event. There are multiple event helicopters in the air for the entirety of the day and a collision could be catastrophic. Teams found using a drone will be disqualified and face possible fines.
You can check out all this information and more in the yearbook and skipper protocols. Don't forget to pack them on race day.
There are some key event rules you need to familiarise yourself with and adhere to. It is a requirement for swimmers to reach the set marker buoys by the prescribed cut-off times found in the yearbook. They are set at 10 kilometres, 15 kilometres, 18 kilometres, 19 kilometres and 19.25 kilometres. Please note these cut-off times may change at the discretion of the event organisers.
One of the key event rules, particularly for solos, pertains to non-assistance. Swimmers may not use or receive the benefit from any form of artificial swimming aid or assistance during the event. For solos, this means when receiving food or fluids, you need to find ways not to touch your support boat or paddler.
For tandem solos, there are some additional rules to adhere to. Each tandem solo swimmer must at all times swim within 20 metres of their tandem solo partner at a similar pace for the duration of the event. Each swimmer must have their own paddler. If one swimmer becomes unwell and requires medical assistance requiring the support boat to stop, the tandem solo partner must either tread water until their support boat can proceed or withdraw from the event. The tandem solo partner must, in no circumstance, continue swimming without the support boat. A failure to comply with this event rule will result in both tandem solo swimmers being automatically disqualified from the event.
Changeovers for duos and teams need to be done at least 10 metres from the support boat, and swimmers must make contact above the water. Not completing changeovers correctly can risk disqualification. Tagging can be done using any part of the body as long as it's above the water and visible. It is most important when doing a changeover that the boat's engines are turned off or in neutral. This is the result of someone not following this rule. This is a risk you do not want to take.
One of the most important rules of the event is that support boats must not make way astern. This means your vessel must not move backwards or reverse under any circumstances. If a skipper needs to stop or slow their vessel's forward way, they are permitted to use reverse thrust. However, the vessel must not make way astern.
Skippers are not permitted to consume or be affected by alcohol during the event. Race officials, compliance and medical personnel are empowered to disqualify any entrant whose skipper breaches this event rule.
Race official vessels will be clearly visible and race officials will be wearing bright orange. It is important for your own safety that you follow race official instructions at all times. Race officials enforce event rules and can ask the swimmer to leave the water if they breach the event rules or miss a cut-off. In addition to race officials, medical and safety personnel are authorised to enforce the event rules. This includes medical personnel advising a swimmer to pull out. If you're a team or duo whose team member has to pull out, you can proceed with the remaining swimmers or swimmer, as the whole team is not required to cross the finish line. However, a soloist directed to stop swimming has unfortunately finished their attempt. Medical staff will not make this call lightly, so please listen to their direction, as it is for your safety and welfare. If advice from a race official or medical personnel is ignored, the swimmer, team or duo will be disqualified and banned from future events. Skippers may also face bans from future events.
Follow all the event rules and directions of officials and you'll be fine. We want everyone to be safe and to finish, so familiarise yourself with the event rules in the yearbook or online. Here is all the details on how to finish the swim. As you get closer to Rottnest Island, the fleet will start funneling and it can become congested. All swimmers and paddlers must enter Thompson Bay through the 18-kilometre Phillip Rock Gate. All yachts as well as power boats that are greater than 10 metres must leave their swimmer and paddler and proceed to their pre-arranged post-race location. Either a tender or paddler must then accompany the swimmer to the 19-kilometre or 19.25-kilometre gate.
Power boats that are less than 10 metres may also leave at this point. However, the same conditions will apply.
For support boats, when approaching the 18-kilometre Phillip Rock Gate and on your way toward the finish line, make sure you start to navigate toward the north or south side of the finish channel, depending on your post-race destination.
If your post-race destination is on the south side of Thompson Bay, then you must be on the south side of the finish channel. Similarly, if your post-race destination is on the north side of Thompson Bay, then you must be on the north side of the finish channel.
The finish channel is narrow and as a result quickly becomes congested. Switching from the north to the south side of the finish channel after the 18-kilometre gate is extremely dangerous for swimmers in the water. At the 19-kilometre no boats mark, all support boats must peel off and leave their swimmers to finish the race.
Paddlers will accompany their swimmers for a further 250 metres and depart at the 19.25 Rottnest Express buoys to the south only. Swimmers will then complete the final 400 metres accompanied by surf lifesaving personnel and guided by a buoy line laid down on either side of the swim channel.
Before event day, you should also consider your post-event meet plan to reunite with your team on the island. Make sure to consider that paddlers can only leave to the south of the channel when planning where to meet up. There is a designated area for paddle craft located south of the finish line. Paddle crafts in this area must be removed by 5 p.m. on event day.
The Rottnest Island Authority has allocated a competitor boat-only area just north of the fuel jetty. This is on a first-in, first-served basis. You must have a South32 Rottnest Channel Swim boat sticker and a suitably sized boat to be able to anchor here. This area should be able to hold about 50 boats. Please do not anchor outside the marked area as it blocks emergency service vessel access. Loading zones are available for pickup and drop-off only. This includes the T jetty on the main jetty, the fuel jetty and the hotel jetty. These drop-off areas are signed and have a strict 5-minute drop-off limit.
With regard to mooring use, you are not permitted to use moorings unless you have obtained authorisation from the Rottnest Island Authority. Further to this, please do not raft up boats on moorings or tie multiple boats alongside each other. The Rottnest Island Authority Rangers will be patrolling to ensure safety and compliance with fines applicable for incorrect mooring use.
Other important information you need to be aware of: there is no beach anchoring between the fuel and hotel jetties between 6 p.m. Friday to 6 p.m. Saturday. There will also be no fuel available from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on event day. Unleaded and diesel fuel will be available after 5 p.m. All boats displaying the South32 Rottnest Channel Swim race sticker will have their landing fee waived thanks to the Rottnest Island Authority. This is an acknowledgement of the incredible role support crews play in getting swimmers safely to the island.
As you'd expect, accommodation on event day is fully booked, and it's against Rottnest Island Authority regulations to remain on the island without designated accommodation. It is important not to forget general housekeeping. Be safe, friendly and courteous. Plan ahead, respect and look after the beautiful island of Wodjima.
Onto the finish line, swimmers will arrive at the beach south of the fuel jetty and make their way up and over the ramp. Not all swimmers from a duo or team have to cross the finish line, but the swimmer wearing your team's timing chip must pass through the finish line arch in order to record a finish time.
Once in the competitor area, volunteers will remove your timing strap. Do not do this yourself. The volunteers are there to help. If you aren't feeling well after the swim, please visit the medical tent located within the competitor area of the finish line enclosure. You can then make your way to the South32 recovery area and spend some time relaxing and recovering before rejoining your support crew. Don't forget to also have your photo taken by our official event photographers, Aussies in Action.
Prize packs for solos and category prizes are to be collected from the help desk and prize collection tent next to the South32 supporter zone and massage tent. Duo and team prize winners will be sent text messages, and category prizes can be collected between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. You'll also find the massage tent next door, providing swimmers with complimentary treatments.
At 5 p.m, all soloists will then return to the finish line for the annual soloist photo. Being in this photo is a remarkable achievement, so please don't miss out. The 2026 awards presentation will commence at 5:30 p.m, and then it's time to relax.
Now here's the weather forecast. For Saturday, February 21, I'd love to tell you the weather will be a perfect 30 degrees, a nice easterly until everyone finishes, and a water temperature of 24. But instead, I can only tell you that you can't worry about the weather. Just be prepared for any forecast and conditions. Regular weather forecasts will be provided on the event website, and you can check back in with 9 News a couple of days before the event, when we should be able to give you a better forecast of what you can expect. Weather is unpredictable, and the race committee will make their decision on event morning if conditions are suitable for the swim. If the weather is deemed unsuitable or conditions are likely to deteriorate, the event may be cancelled. A text message will be sent between 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. on the morning of the event to advise whether the event will proceed. This will be sent to the skipper and team captains. The message will also be communicated via VHF 71 and push notification. Should the event be cancelled, do not disregard the decision. The only reason the event would be cancelled is because it is unsafe to proceed. Please note there'll be no refunds if the event is cancelled, but entrants will be offered a guaranteed entry into the 2027 event. This is all on the weather front.
Whether you're a swimmer, skipper or support crew, there's a lot to think about when preparing for the South32 Rottnest Channel Swim. Please take some time to read through the yearbook. It has everything you need to know to prepare for this iconic event, get you to the island safely and experience the reward of seeing the finish line come into view at Wodjima.
From all of us here at 9, we wish you a safe and successful crossing.